Hey guys. How long have we known each other? For a little bit now, right? I've been in the show since February. And I got to know some of you guys pretty well. I mean, about as well as two YouTubers can know each other. I did something bad. Over the weekend. I'm just wondering. Sorry if I sound a little off right now. But can someone do something that's so bad be forgiven? That's what I want to know. Phantom had a date over the weekend. Took this lovely girl to the movies. I watched the Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn, Part 2. I know. Listen, it's not even the worst part. That's I wish it was, guys. I truly do. Now look, I don't know, maybe psychologically, if it was just, it's the first time the Phantom's been on a date in a long time. Maybe he was just holding this girl in a theater. It's dark. There's just a shitload of romance on the screen. I don't know what it is. But I kind of liked it. Oh my God, listen, I know. Listen, just please, hear me out first, alright? Look, I know. Phantom horror cred goes out the window. And I can't, I don't even want to fight that. Yes, I agree, yes. And I probably could have just lied to you guys. I probably could have just denied the fact that, I didn't watch it. I could have just killed Misery Black. That would have kept her quiet. And you guys would never have known. But I feel like I owe you guys the truth. I've always been truthful with you guys. I thought it was okay. That's it. I didn't like it. I didn't love it. I'm not sucking it off. It was definitely an improvement over the first two that I've seen, because they were shit. I thought it was okay, though. But it's still a sin. And I need to be punished. So here's what I need you guys to do for me. You can't let me slide on this. You can't let me fucking slide on this at all. I need to atone for what I did. I want you guys to basically rip me a new one. You know how to reach me. You can do the video response, comment right down below. Fan friends on Facebook, email me, private message me, whatever. Don't let me slide on this. Now this goes out to everybody. Even my boys. 13th Wolfman, my Blaze Sanitarium, Lane, Horror Show 3000, etc., etc. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm drying the tears right there. Alright, let's just forget about it for right now, and I'll take my punishment next week when you guys rip me a new one. Let's get to the fucking show, shall we? Yes, I am the movie Phantom. And, yeah, let's get back to our regularly scheduled program. Please. This week, we got a couple more movies for you. Boom. Dreamcatcher. And, don't quite have it on me, Underworld Awakening. So, yes, that's what we're going to be hitting up, tonight. So, let's go ahead and get to the top three. Now, last week I asked the question, what was your top three? I want to go ahead and start out there. Yeah, been really busy this weekend, so, I've been out. I missed the Corn Children and Misery Black. They're kind of, but, yeah, I want to thank everybody who, came out last week. The new Corn Child, Demon, I'm glad she showed up. Of course, Dan Randy, Billick, and then, of course, my partner in crime, Misery Black. I'm glad she's here, or that she was here, so. Oh, excuse me. So, yeah, thank you guys. So, yeah, like I said, last week, I had a top three, and it was top three favorite horror directors. And I got quite a bit of feedback on this one, actually. First off, we got Zuma126. And he said, at number 3, he said Rob Zombie, which is also my number 3 as well. At number 2, he said Wes Craven, also my number 2. We did differ on part 1, or number 1. Now I'm going to butcher this dude's last name. I always do. I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce it. William Friedkin? Fucking Exorcist dude. And yeah, that's who said his number 1 was. And yeah, I thought he did a really good job in Exorcist. So, boom. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. WT Sky Dark hit me up with number 3, Wes Craven. Number 2, Clive Barker. And I agree with that. If I was doing like a top 5, 5 or 10, I would say Clive Barker goes in there. I think it's kind of a shame, though. Like, after he had a couple bombs, he just cried and went home. Like, I'm like, dude, I thought your movies are good. Fuck the bombs. Keep making bombs, alright. I'm cool with it. Dude, Nightbreed? Are you fucking kidding me? Hellraiser? Fucking Nightbreed? And, oh, and Hellraiser, yeah. I'm just joking. Lords of Illusion wasn't bad. It wasn't one of my favorites, but don't let that scare you. Come back, Clive. Come back to movies. We want you. And then his number 1 was John Carpenter, which, I explained last week why John Carpenter's a fucking man, so... Speaking, just real quick, I'm going to just interrupt this top 3 real quick. Has anybody else noticed, like, John Carpenter's just become, like, a bittered old dick, though? Like, I think I mentioned before he did an interview, and I was just kind of talking about it a little bit, and it was a good interview, but the whole time he just seemed like he was just short-tempered and just being a bitch the whole time, and I hate that because I'm a huge John Carpenter fan. But then, my super fan Alicia, she told me, she hit me up on Facebook, she said that she watched him. I guess he did an interview on Svengoolie, and I guess, like, it was one of them, like, I guess, like, he's just like, I'll answer 2 questions and that's it. I guess he was a dick the whole time, and then, like, when the guy tried to ask him a 3rd one, he just got up and walked off the set. I'm like, really? Really, Carpenter? You just did the ward, buddy, alright? That's all I want to say. You don't have to be a douche, alright? My God. I don't know, I'm sorry, I just went a little rant there, but yeah, so... That's that. Okay, Rise, THX1138 hit me up, and he said, at number 3, John Carpenter. Number 2 said Stanley Kubrick, which I think Kubrick only did 1 horror film, even though he had kind of like this dark, psychotic element through each of his movies, because he does he always directed the perfect Kubrick stare, if you will, with the chin down, eyes up, fucking, Full Metal Jacket, I think, had one of the best Kubrick stares ever. But yeah, of course, we all know he did The Shining, which... That's a golden pass right there for life, so. And then he said number 1 was Sam Raimi, so boom. Talked about him a little bit last week, actually, so. And then, finally, 13th Wolfman hit me up, video response. He said, at number 3, Mario Bava. Yeah, I totally agree. Definitely love him, and you're right. I mean, without him, you wouldn't have, some of the ones we got today, so. He definitely paved the way for Italian and just, European filmmakers in general. 2, John Carpenter. And then at 1, he threw out George Romero, which I'm not gonna lie, he was so close to getting on my list, and I just went like basically like what movies do I prefer to watch over? Don't get me wrong, Night of the Living Dead's brilliant. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, but I'm just like, his pacing I do enjoy, but top 5 he'd be in there though. I'm just saying, top 5 he'd definitely be up there. So I want to thank all 4 of you guys. Thank you guys for participating and throwing me your top 3s. Yeah, so we got a new one now. This week I'm not doing top 3. First I'm doing Underworld. As I'm watching Underworld, there's clearly some dynamics there you can draw between, or parallels between the Underworld franchise and the Resident Evil franchise. Between Selena and Alice, whatever, So, really, it's kind of simple. I guess it's kind of like a 2-choice question. Yeah. Which franchise do you prefer? Resident Evil or Underworld? So, boom, I want to know what you guys think. For me personally, I gotta say Resident Evil. I ain't gonna do that whole like, oh, I'm a big fan of this games. I don't like the games. I just wasn't big on it. I don't know. I probably went on this rant before, but fuck it. It's kind of late. I'll go on there rant. Like, I always hated games where like, okay, like part 1, you be in a mansion. Don't get me wrong, there's some crazy shit in the mansion. Whatever. Won't go on big why I don't like Resident Evil Terror. But like one element I didn't like was the fact that you'd be in a mansion, and there'd be a wooden door that's locked, and you're holding a shotgun. And I'm like, really? Really? Like, I know the game was like from like 97, but fuck it. I don't give a shit. That's retarded. I remember like leaving later on, like I know if you beat like the 3rd one, Nemesis, if you beat it once, the second time you play it, you get like a rocket launcher of like unlimited ammo or something like that. Still same thing. You're at a police station, there's wooden doors and shit. Can't bust through them. Rocket launcher, I don't know. Shit like that just really bugs me. Or like the fact that like okay, like I'll let part one slide on this. Okay, like the house is just like a giant game basically. Tons of keys, tons of weird things to open doors. I get that. All right. Like I would do that if I had a huge mansion. I have like a Batman style fucking like I have doors that you have to have a piano to get through, and you gotta put together a weird statue to make it. I mean, I think that'd be kind of fun, whatever. So I'll let that one slide. He's an eccentric dude living in his mansion. He makes it like this. Okay, I get it. But part two, do we really need to keep doing this shit? It's a police station, for fuck's sake. Really? There's a statue with two missing eyes, and there's a ruby and a sapphire. Put them in there. What? Like, the architect who's building this police station? Like, how'd they explain that? He's just like, so, I know you got a lot of hidden doors, and like, the dude's like, fucking do it. Don't worry about whys, alright? So you want this door to be hooked up to this statue? And you want the keys to be a ruby and a sapphire? He's like, just do it. And he just really? I don't know. I know I'm taking it way too seriously. I get that, but... So, yeah. But movie-wise, I love Resident Evil. I think it's just a really good movie. It's fun. To me, I think it's more fun than Underworld, but that's just my opinion. I want to know what your opinion is. Once again, you know how to hit me up. Video responses. You know who's that? I'm filling in for Misery Black right here. Video response. Video response. Do a video. Yeah, that's what you sound like, Misery. That's what you sound like. You can also hit me up on Facebook, my Phantom Friends. Boom. Of course, you can leave that comment right down below. Private messages. And, yeah, email, moviefam7@gmail.com. So, boom. Alright, just want to know what you think. Resident Evil or Underworld. So let's get to some news. Once again, I've been really busy this week, so I didn't get a chance to check out a lot, but I found a nice little handful of news for you. Apparently there's going to be a Child's Play video game, which I would have loved. Right? Like, I know this coming on this whole rant why I hate the Resident Evil, but whatever. I would have loved to see a Chucky video game. Apparently it's going to be called Chucky Wanna Play. I guess the game is basically going to be you as Chucky. I guess you're just going on a killing spree. I don't know. Well, and now we'll never know because it just got canceled. Oh, really? We can make like a million of these Dance Revolution games, but we can't like make one Child's Play. And they're like, we couldn't get the money. I'm like, how? Literally? Go rob somebody. I don't know. I'm a little disappointed. I was actually kind of curious what it looked like. I like the Saw game. I haven't beat it yet. I played bits of it. I liked what I played. I thought that was really cool. And I want to see more. I want to see more horror movie inspired games. But don't fucking ruin it. Like, don't add a shitload of mini puzzle games or shit like that. I mean, I want to just fucking play it. Like, where's the Friday the 13th game? And not the fucking NES one. I'm talking about an actual Friday the 13th game. That'd be sweet. You can make it online too. Have like 8 people play at once. And you're just camp counselors. And you gotta run from Jason. Maybe boring to you guys, I would fucking love it. So yeah, boom, that's that. Now, a while back ago, I reported that, reported like I'm a fucking reporter. I said that, the CW Network was going to do a Battle Royal show. And we was all disgusted and horrified, beyond belief. Well, apparently that got scrapped. They're not doing a Battle Royal show, but they are doing a show that's basically kind of like a Battle Royal style thing. The show's going to be called Sick. And they said it's going to be a cross between the Hunger Games, which is a ripoff of the Battle Royale, and Contagion. And apparently in the game, in the TV show, somehow teenagers develop an illness. Like, I guess if you're a kid or a teenager, you just got the illness, and they just ship you to an island. Somehow adults are immune to this, so they're all on this island sick. And then from there, just whatever. I don't know. I'm not really big on CW stuff. I just don't care, so yeah. Looks horrible. Sounds horrible anyways. I'm sure there'll be some kind of fucking love story, and there'll probably be a love triangle thrown in for good measure. I don't know. So yeah, not feeling it. And finally, legendary special effects artist, not just in the world of horror, but elsewhere as well. Rick Baker, he's going to give himself a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So, and I'm sure out of like the 3 people that watch my show, Rick Baker's one of them. So Rick, buddy, if you're listening, congrats, man, good job. So yeah, that's the news. So this weekend, aside from the movie I watch. Another horror movie did kind of slide in there. Another horror movie. No, fuck it. Twilight's not horror. Even if there's vampire shit, it's not horror. Alright? I didn't make that mistake. But a horror movie did kind of slide in under the radar. A movie called, I'm probably going to butcher the name of this, because I'm just horrible with names. Citadel? It's a Citadel. I'm sorry, the fandom's from a little hillbilly town, alright? So, education system wasn't that great here. I think it's Citadel. And anyways, the basic premise is this guy, I just saw the trailer. This guy, him and the girl had a kid. The woman gets killed. The kid gets kidnapped, or he loses the kid or something, or they want the kid. But it's like in this like abandoned town, I guess. And it's just a bunch of kids living there. Like creepy kids. I don't know. I remember when I seen the trailer early this year. Like, it was ridiculously early. Like, I thought it was, like, already out. I didn't realize it was still, like, they just released it now. I didn't care for it then. And now that I'm watching the trailer, I'm like, it don't look too bad. It has a very Chernobyl Diaries look to it. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like something you're into. I check it out. I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't mind seeing it. It looks a little different. I'll check it out. So, yeah. And then actually coming out it's in 2 weeks actually, and I'll talk more about it when we get there. But they just threw the release date out there for the collection, so we'll talk more about that when it gets closer. So we're gonna get to some viewer comments. Zuma126 said, I guess he gave us thumbs up for the show. He really liked it last week. He said that his kid actually wants to be a member of the Corn Children. I'm not gonna lie, that's a fate worse than death. I will not lie to you. That is, I would never want to be one of these little, I don't know what the hell they are. They're different. We'll say that they are different. But I'll tell you what, I'll talk to him. I'll go to the cornfield tonight. I'm not gonna lie, Fam's a little scared when he walks through the cornfield by himself, because these little fucking kids, they pop out anywhere. I'll walk through the cornfield. I'll check them out, and I'll talk to them, see if maybe they'll maybe bring your kid in as an honorary corn child. So, yeah, I'll talk to him for you. So, or talk to him for your kids. So. 13th Wolfman, he had a question for me and Misery. He wanted to know what movies do we watch that would be like in the mood for. Like any mood. Like, you're always in the mood to watch this movie. Whatever. I asked her, she said her top 2 movies that she's just always in the mood to watch is The Shining and 13 Ghost. Yeah, she said she just loves them both, and they just never get tired of them, or she never gets tired of them. Man, for me, I'm not gonna lie, it's a ridiculous list. Like, there's movies from different genres that I love. Like Porky's. I can never get sick of Porky's. I can probably watch that thing 20 times in a row. Fight Club, Eternal Sunshine, 2 of my favorite movies of all time. 2 of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah, love them. I can watch them in any whatever. Pulp Fiction, shit like that, Reservoir Dogs, even The Godfather, I think I've watched that like a million times. Lord of the Rings is great. If we're saying strictly horror though, and that list goes on now, there's a lot of movies I can literally just, if we're saying strictly horror, and I had to like literally give you, I guess the top 3, yeah, I'll say, and it's actually just my top 3 horror films. We'll go Shining at number 3, 2, Night of the Living Dead, and 1, Halloween, the original. Yeah, I've seen those movies so many times. And of course, there's others. The original Nightmare on Elm Street, Phantasm, Friday the 13th. Oh my God! Looking at the collection right now, trying to think. Yeah, The Thing. I can watch The Thing. 28 Days Later is another one that I can just kind of watch anytime. Yeah, there's a bunch of them, but yeah, I would say I guess my number 1 would be Halloween. I mean, I've seen that. I see that at least like 5 times a year, if not more. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's just one of those movies. It's a fallback movie. If I can't think of something to watch, I'm just like, fuck it, throw some Halloween in. So yeah, boom, there you go. That's that. And then Rise THX 1138. He asked Misery what she thought of Coraline, and yeah, she says all right. She didn't really go in detail much of that, but yeah. She says alright, so yeah, that's that. So yeah, you guys want to leave a comment for me, any of the guests I've ever had, Black, the children. Multiple ways you can do it. Video response, Are you happy, Misery? Email me, moodfam7@gmail.com. My Phantom friends over on Facebook, hit me up there. Leave a comment right down below. And yeah, private message, personal message, whatever you want to call it. Number of ways. So yeah. Now I ain't the kind of, I don't get all preachy or nothing like that. But recently I did a video response for my boy Lane. Oh, he just had a new channel. I can't remember what it's called. I'm sorry, buddy. I really am. I think it's more. I think he's known as like the Horror Kid 1 or something like that now. Once again, I mean, I just always known him as Lane. I'm good friends with him on Facebook. We actually chat a lot, and we got kind of a difference of opinion on certain things. But you know, he's a good kid, and you know, I still talk to him. But anyways, you know, he had a whole video about basically like what the next Halloween film should be. I did a video response for him. And of course, you know, I said that I really like the Rob Zombie versions. And of course, you know, you got some people leaving, you know, comments to them. Now, I don't care personally at all. Like, I just asked at the very top of the show for you guys just to rip me a new asshole for, you know, the crime I just committed in the world of horror. And like I said, and the thing was, I won't mention, I ain't gonna name drop, but there's a guy, he left like a comment. And he wasn't really getting shitty with me. He was just like ripping Rob Zombie a new one, you know. And I'm fine with that, you know. Once again, these are just my opinions. But then, like, other people like was like jumping on that guy, and then that guy was like fighting. And it's like this little mini war. And once again, I don't care. I mean, you guys want to keep that cool. I'm just saying, you know, you don't have to take, you know, what I say seriously or anything like that. Come on, can't we all just get along? But yeah, I mean, you know, I think that's just a big thing I see on YouTube a lot. People just taking it way too seriously. Now, I mean, it's cool to have a difference of opinion. I mean, that's a lot of people I talk to on here. I mean, a lot of my good friends here on YouTube, you know, we don't agree on everything, but that's what makes conversation fun. Have you ever talked to somebody who just fucking agrees with everything you say? That gets obnoxious and really boring quickly. So, yeah. And once again, I mean, I'm not calling anybody out. I mean, like I said, he didn't say shit about me. He was just like, fuck Rob Zombie. He ruined Halloween. You know, that's his opinion, you know. That's cool. But, yeah, like I say, I mean, once again, I mean, you know, I think everybody would be happier if you just kind of like, you know, throw your opinion out there, but then, you know, respect other people's opinion. You know, I ain't going to be like, well, that guy's retarded because he thinks that. No, of course not. We're all in the same circle, guys. I mean, we are all, you know, we're all horror freaks, the horror nation, whatever you want to call it. Hey, we're the circle. You know, we're a special breed, all of us. Horror fans are just, we're different from any other fans out there. That's just all there is to it. So, we got to get along. There's no reason to divide, you know. No, not at all. Love one another. That's what I'm saying. I don't normally get into the hippie shit, but you know they may have it right that one. So boom. That's all I got. I'll quit preaching and talking out my ass. So, and then another thing, real quick, is last week we were asking people to throw in some suggestions for Misery's spinoff show, and she's really wanting to do this now. Like at first she was kind of like, maybe I won't. Well, you know, whatever. But she kind of sees people were kind of getting behind it. And she's really excited about the idea. So, you know, she took, you know, she read all of your guys' suggestions. 30 Wolfman had an idea for like a wheel. And have like different little categories on it. And then spin the wheel and, you know, talk about it. I think it was Rise THX 1138. I think he said she should do like a reviews for like a animation horror or cartoon kind of, you know, horror things and everything. And I, you know, and she asked me, you know, I told her like, you know, just, you know, you do what you want to do kind of thing. You know, I feel like, cause I make the show I just make a show that I would want to watch. Like, this is the kind of stuff I like. Just watching someone just run their mouth about horror movies. That's entertaining to me. So that's what I do. I'm just like, shit, I could do that. I am doing, you know. So that's what I told her. So, I mean, she's putting all this into consideration. I was like, you know, just do what makes you happy. Do, you know, if you don't want to do strictly horror, maybe you want to do your own thing. You know, I'm sure you'll definitely find a fan base. I'm not gonna lie. I know that's one thing about my show is that my ratings went up whenever she, you know, kicked on the show. So I know she'll do perfect on her own. She'll probably do better than me, you know, and I'll be happy for her. So yeah. But she definitely took all, you know, she, you know, wants to thank all you guys for, you know, sending in your comments and everything and your support. And, yeah, I think we may actually get her show going. And, of course, I won't be completely on the show a lot, but I think I'll help her out first couple episodes, whatever she decides to do. And then from there, I'll just kind of set her loose. I'll set her free like a little dark butterfly that she is. So, yeah. within the next couple weeks, for sure, you'll be seeing. I'm not sure what she's going to call it. I actually like 13 Wolfman's suggestion of the Misery's Mausoleum. But, I'm not saying anything because I don't want to skew what she's thinking. I'll let her pick her own show. But, yeah, there it is. So, boom. All right, so enough of me trying to milk it out and stretch the show out longer than it is. Let's get to some reviews. 2003 or 2004. It says 2003 on the back, but for some reason I just thought 2004. And I just didn't have a chance to look it up yet. Either way, Dreamcatcher. It's the story of 4 friends who, they all have these special powers. And they, go camping out. Not camping, I guess. They're staying in a cabin. And, of course, this alien epidemic takes place. Okay, basically, we're going to start on this thing. Because I don't want to give too much away, because it is within that 10-year buffer. I always say, if a movie's been out for less than 10 years, I don't want to spoil anything. So I'll give what I can. Okay, I really love this movie. It did slightly drop when I watched it over the week. Just slightly. I'm not saying significantly. I still enjoyed it. In fact, this movie gave me the Memory Warehouse. Ever since I have seen the Memory Warehouse in this movie, I have used that almost every day. That's my most referenced, horror movies, or I guess sci-fi horror, whatever you want to call this. That is my #1 reference right there. I use Memory Warehouse all the time. I have my own, and it looks I have my own, I know what it looks like. I know where everything's at. It's my Memory Warehouse. It's a little cluttered sometimes, but overall, I love that. If I had one complaint about this movie, I felt that it was just too short. I know, it's kind of a long movie. I feel like anybody who reads Stephen King books. Now, I have not read Dreamcatcher yet. I do plan on it. I'm a huge Stephen King fan. It's really hard to condense this stuff down to, an hour and a half, 2-hour movie. And with this one, they try to cram a lot, especially in the early part. They're trying to establish right off the bat that these are the best of friends. They have all these inside jokes, all the memories, and just try to give each of them a different personality, but they try to do it really quickly. And I felt like it was a little rushed right there. I felt like had this been a miniseries, and I think it would have worked great as a miniseries. Now, when I say miniseries, please don't think NBC or fucking CBS or ABC or Fox. No. I'm thinking more A&E or even a Showtime, HBO type deal. Even a TV series. I feel like if it was like that, it could have fleshed it out more, and it would have been probably better. However, it's not. But it does feel like it's just kind of, and the whole Morgan Freeman, I can't remember the dude's name in the movie, but him and Tom Sizemore's relationship, that whole thing, I feel like that could have been fleshed out even more too. But it does kind of feel like it's just kind of thrown together. The complaint I've always had, even back when I watched it for the first time, it always felt uneven to me, and because it is almost like 2 different type of movies. You got this, alien invasion, these friends in the cabin, but then you got this whole military plot too. And it's not a side plot. It's almost like they're just 2 different movies, but they're just kind of converging to the end. I just feel like the end of this little storyline is just very unsatisfying. It just kind of, it's just there, I guess, to kind of move it more along, and then it just kind of ends, I said no spoilers, sorry. But yeah, I really did. I like all the actors. I think the actors are really good. I'm not huge on the Timothy guy, but he did good in this. And I haven't really against him personally. It's just, I don't know. After watching an evening of Kevin Smith said he was just kind of a dick. I like Kevin Smith, so I'm going to take his word for it. Whatever. But no, I thought he did good here. Jason Lee's in it. I really like Jason Lee. And of course, Thomas Jane. The great Thomas Jane. Really good. It is kind of weird to see, because I kind of forgot. I didn't forget he was in this movie, but I hadn't seen it in so long that I guess I did kind of forget he was in there. So now that I'm watching it, I'm just picturing either the dude from The Mist or the Punisher as this guy. It's a different role altogether, but now it kind of has elements, I guess you could say, of earlier King films. The whole car, there's an act, one guy gets hit by a car early on. And it kind of reminds you of a Kingdom Hospital in a way. And that's kind of taken from his own life experience whenever, I think it was around this time actually, he was actually hit by a car. Or a truck or something like that. And nobody was driving it. No, I'm just joking. But anyways, that would be kind of fucked up. Huh? Stephen King gets hit by a ghost car, a phantom car. Christine hits Stephen King. That's a movie I want, man. I will make Christine 2 just with the cars runs over Stephen King. Anyways, but yeah, so there's elements of that. Of course, the flashbacks kind of remind me of like a cross between It and Stand By Me. Like, the Stand By Me, because there's like these four, really good friends. I guess the It part because, they're outcasts, whatever. But yeah, no, I mean, overall, though, it's a damn good movie. It really is. They meet what? This basic plot is, or the whole backstory is, they save this retarded kid. He's getting picked on, and they know it's not right, and they just jump in there, like, and it's just like their courageousness kind of saves this kid. And his name's Douglas something, but they call him Dutters. And anyways, it never quite explains what Dutters is. I mean, it does, but once again, I don't want to say nothing to give anything away. I'm still kind of like, I know what he is at the end, but then you're like, well, was he born? I don't know. Anyways, regardless, he gives them all these powers, and it's like they have telepathy. They know they can read each other's minds, kind of thing. One guy can do this thing with his finger, and he can just locate shit. He's just like, it's over there. And he kind of knows a story about why, it's there or whatever. Just different things like that. And I would say it's really good. I think the effects are really good. They're not spectacular. I mean, there's certain scenes you're like, CGI. I think the little ass worms, which I don't know if that's what they're really called or not, but I heard someone say once, like, they were just bashing the movie, and they're like, and I hate those ass worms. I like the ass worms. I think they look creepy as shit. And I just love like I said, the whole Memory Warehouse thing is just still, like, my favorite thing about this movie. I just love the whole concept of, and the fact that, like, he's got, like, hideout, because, like, he basically gets taken over by this alien. But in the Memory Warehouse, the real him's like hidden in this one room, and it's just, I don't know, I love it. So yeah, I highly recommend it. It's damn good. It's a little uneven. I won't, doubt you that. And it does kind of feel like there's two different movies. But if you get, but once again, give it a chance. I recommend it. So yeah, that's Dreamcatcher right there. All right, and up next we got Underworld Awakening. Now I've already seen this once before when it first came out on DVD. I rented it. Checked it out. I always give like a little mini review whenever I see a newer horror movie, but I don't really go, majorly in detail. So Underworld Awakening. Now I'll tell you right now, I'm not a huge fan of the Underworld series. I just didn't care for it. I thought the first one was okay. I was like, nah. I just don't like the whole, I don't know, the whole love story and torn between werewolves and things. Who gives a shit? And I know you're gonna rip me for my comment at the beginning of the show, but but yeah, no, I couldn't get into it. I'm not big on, like, with the exception of Resident Evil, I'm not big on, like, the whole action-packed horror movies. Like, I have yet to see a Blade movie because of that. I didn't care for, Van Helsing was okay. I liked it because of the Universal monsters, but it wasn't that great of a movie. Like, I for that reason alone, it's why I like it as much as I do. I own it. I watch it from time to time. It's still this kind of, it just bugs me, like they have these little gadget weapons. I hate fucking gadget weapons for one. If you're not James Bond or fucking Batman, you get no gadget weapons, alright? And yet these fuckers have like gadget weapons. They have like these little like throwing stars that like turn like crosses and bullets with like sunlight. And what, really? Fuck off, will you? You're so pretentious. So anyways, Underworld Awakening, so Underworld, I just couldn't get into it. I worked at the movie theater when part 2 came out, Evolution. I didn't care for it. I was just like, it's more part 1. I'm done. I'm out. And I just did not watch Rise of Lycans. However, beginning of the year when I first started doing this show, I was like, all right, Phantom, you need to start watching more horror movies. Even though I watch a lot of horror movies, I tend to like kind of gloss over a lot. I'm just like, I don't want to watch it, and I'll, whatever. But like, you're doing this show, you need to kind of like stay somewhat current. You can't just keep talking about old shit all the time, even though that's what we do the majority of the time. So I was like, all right, I'll start watching. So I make a little list, beginning each month. I tell you guys the movies that are coming out, top of the month. I usually kind of pick out at least 1 or 2 that I will definitely check out, So I checked out Underworld Awakening. Now, once again, this made the fact that my standards were set so low for this movie is probably why I walked away thinking it wasn't bad. I liked Underworld Awakening. Is it great? No, not at all. But it was enjoyable. Basically, in this movie, you find out that the... excuse me. I always eat before I do these, and then like I have like the worst like indigestion, heartburn going on right here. But yeah, basically, it takes place where... now once again, I don't remember much of 1 and 2. At all. I know the basics. I didn't watch 3. I hear she wasn't in it, and except for like I think maybe she had a cameo. But yeah, I kind of went into this one just kind of like it's brand new, and I can recommend that. If you haven't seen the Underworld series, you can probably watch Underworld Awakening and not really be lost in the crazy complex plot. But basically, they get discovered. The werewolves and the vampires are discovered, and the humans rise up. And I thought that was kind of interesting. It did remind me a little bit about Nightbreed, actually. I just kind of like the idea that they had to flee and hide, and it was called the Purge or the Cleansing, and they were literally just annihilating both species. And anyway, Selena, she's I guess her name's Selena. They never say it in this movie. They kept calling her like Subject 2 or whatever. Anyway, she's trying to meet up with her husband, who's a hybrid. Basically, it doesn't go down. They kill him, and they this is all early on in the movie, so I'm not really giving away spoilers. And they freeze her, and they got her in a laboratory. And like 12 years pass, and basically when she gets thawed out, you find out, and once again, this is pretty sure this is in the trailer, and if it's not, I mean, it is like the first 20 minutes of this movie. You find out she does in fact have a daughter. She was pregnant, she had a daughter. And her DNA, I'm not sure exactly how it worked. Anyways, she has a daughter. And she's a hybrid. Like, she's like a hybrid between a hybrid and an actual vampire. So, yeah. I guess she's like 3/4 hybrid and 1/4 vampire. Anyways, so now, they're basically, the humans are tracking her. And so, of course, Selena's going to fly back. I was really surprised at how violent this movie was. And I'm not trying to sound like a prude or like, oh my god, the violence. No. I just remember, like, weren't the other ones like PG-13? And if they wasn't, they were just like a very light R. This one, like, opening scene, it shows like Selena is like slaughtering like all these humans. And like, she's like at one point, she kicks like this one dude in the face and like blood splatters everywhere. I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. There's a scene they show in the trailer, they don't really show it in good detail, where basically there's like all these soldiers lined up in the hall, and she runs through with a scaffold, and dude, she fucks their world up, and I'm talking blood splatter. I'm like, holy shit. So I really dug that aspect of it. I thought that was really cool. I guess like complaint, I didn't care for the werewolves in this movie. They look like giant rats, and the CGI was just mediocre. I'm not saying it was horrible, but so I got a little scratch here. I'm not saying it was horrible, but I'm not saying it was, great either. It was just, I don't know, so-so. Now, there is one wolf who is just like super wolf. He's fucking huge. And he looked pretty cool. And I liked him in this movie. Like, he's just, and that's in the trailer too, so, anyways, yeah, I really dug him. I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah, without giving too much away, though, you do kind of stumble across this conspiracy. And I won't say what it pertains to or anything like that. But yeah, I thought, the actors did, good for what it is. The story's a little ridiculous, though. I mean, I always thought the story's ridiculous anyway. Not just because of the whole vampire, werewolf, human thing. Just like the weapons they come up with, or like the medicine they're giving themselves. I don't know. At one point, you're just like, fuck it, let's just enjoy it for what it is. And that's what you gotta do with these movies. The black guy who plays Detective Sebastian, I thought he did really good. I liked his character. He's a human, and he's kind of he kind of knows there's something going on here, because at this point, there's not very many werewolves or vampires left, and the humans kind of reclaimed the world. So he's human, he's a detective, and he kind of knows that there's something going on, and he kind of wants to help Selena. So really dug him. Yeah. I did decide there probably is a good drinking game that can come out of this movie. You take a shot of your favorite liquor every time Selena gets slammed into a wall. Oh my god, dude. Every fucking part of this movie, she gets hit and she just flies into a wall. Or into some kind of object. It happens like 30 times. You'll be wasted the first like 30 minutes of the movie. And maybe over-exaggerating a little bit, but not by much. You'll definitely be shit-faced by the end, I'll tell you right now. I just thought it was kind of funny. I'm like, really? She hit in a wall. I'm like, well, that won't happen again. Boom, and they're on a wall. I'm like, holy shit. She keeps flying into walls. Over and over. If she was human, she'd be dead by now. But she's not. She's a vampire, so she's alright. Soundtrack ain't bad. Not too bad, soundtrack. Yeah, don't know what to say. I really like Stephen Ray. I think he pronounced his last name. He plays a doctor in the movie. I really like him. I think he's a good actor anyways. So, yeah, that's really all I got it. On that, I do recommend it. And plus, it's this year, so you really like it, you can just throw your little nominations in there for the Fan Awards. plugging it. And so yeah, that's that right there. I do want to throw out real quick before I get out of here that like I said, I've been really busy the past couple of weeks. I really have been. I've been trying to, like I said, I did a video response recently for Lane. I'm trying to watch everybody's videos. I just really have not found time. This week will be different, I promise you. So if you don't think like I'm ignoring, your videos or whatnot, like I'm trying to comment when I can and everything else. But yeah, I'll definitely get to your stuff when I can. So want to thank you guys all again for watching. And I want to thank, once again, you guys have been getting the word out there. I've been getting a lot of subscriptions. It means a lot, it really does. So thank you guys. So yeah, I want you guys to have yourself a happy Thanksgiving. It's coming up soon. So I don't think I'll see you guys before then. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later. I'm out.